Hi everyone, my name is Gabriella and I'm going to be taking you through a stretch series today. This one is more of a slow stretch, more catered to beginners or if you're not really looking to challenge yourself stretching. I also do go through finding neutral spine in this video, which is great. It's really going to help you on your Pilates journey. Let's get into it. So I'm going to do something called neutral spine first. I'm just going to explain. I think with Pilates, like a lot of instructors use very similar cues, and there's a lot of languages kind of in the industry that use repetitively, but I think it can get really confusing on what those cues actually mean when you don't know how to feel them in your body. So you can understand what muscles you're supposed to be feeling and how to activate those muscles when those cues are being said. Anyway, nice and long, we'll just start by taking a few really big deep breaths. So take a nice big inhale, hold up the top for a few seconds, and then a nice big exhale, releasing any stresses from your day, really grounding into this moment, setting some intentions for what you want for this little workout. And then we'll take another deep breath in, really expanding through those lungs, holding up the top for a couple seconds, and then a nice big exhale. Biggest breath you can do, maybe up the top. While you're holding, breathe in a little bit more. Nice little hold, and then big exhale. Beautiful, good job guys. Okay, I want you to take your hands and pop them onto your rib cage so you can feel your ribs, feel your bones and everything. What we're going to do is we're going to take a big inhale. You're going to feel them expand. And then as you exhale, I want you to pay attention to how your ribs feel. So you're going to do nice big inhale, body's going to expand, and then as you exhale, hold your ribs. I want you to melt down into your mat. So almost push your ribs down into the mat as you exhale. While you do this, your ribs are going to come in like a corset. They're going to come in like this, or almost like you're tying a shoelace in towards each other. And while they're doing that, you're going to push down and melt your ribs down like butter into the floor. So that's kind of the feeling that you want to feel. So you're going to do nice big inhale, and then as you exhale, pull your ribs in towards each other and then down into the ground, melting them down. You can feel your ribs physically melt down as you do this into the ground, and you're going to push your spine down as well. Okay, I'm going to show you instead of talking so you can kind of see. So, okay, we'll do another one together. Hopefully that was visual enough for you to understand. But that is basically the cue when instructors say like you're going to wrap your ribcage in, or you're going to pull your belly down to your spine. That's what they're meaning when they're saying that. And you're basically learning how to activate every single layer of your core by doing that, which is really cool and it's really like exciting. Do another one together. So we're going to take a nice big deep breath in, holding onto those ribs so you can feel it. And then on your exhale, you're going to breathe out nice and slow, melt down into your mat like butter. Feel those ribs pulling in across like a corset into each other, and then nice and down into the mat. Nice, good job you guys. So essentially your muscles are like pulling in like this, and then top layer of your abs are coming in like this, and your bottom abs are coming in like this. Like everything is like coming in and wrapping in towards the middle of your trunk right here. So it's like, and then like this, like that. We'll do it one more together. So one big deep breath in. Nice exhale, wrapping everything in towards each other. Nice, good job guys, really good job. That is a great one to practice, really to build mind-muscle connection. Whenever you have time, it's really relaxing as well because you're taking some really nice big deep breaths. Now I'm going to teach you how to find neutral spine. That's kind of the beginning of neutral spine, but we'll do proper neutral spine now. So you can put your legs up kind of like in a bridge position, and we want to feel our pelvis. So you have your hip bones here, and then this is your pelvis right here. If you want, you can make like a little diamond shape like this. There's a few different ways to do it. This one you can kind of feel it tilting, but we'll make like a little diamond shape and we'll just pop it on our pelvis just like that. And then we're gonna tilt up. So a neutral spine is when you have this little gap right here under it. We're not pushing into the mat like this, and we're not super up high like this. We just have our spine nice and neutral, but it can be kind of tricky to find that position. So you have your little triangle here. We're gonna pop it here on our pelvis, right where your hip bones are, so you can feel your hip bones. And we're gonna imagine almost like there's a bowl of water sitting right here on your pelvis. And when you tilt your pelvis forwards, the water in that bowl is all gonna trickle out between your legs. And then when you tilt your pelvis back, that bowl of water, all the water is gonna trickle down on towards you. So we wanna get it to the point where our water isn't spilling anywhere. It's just nice and even. So if you tilt it back, the water's gonna spill on towards you. And if you tilt it forwards, it's going to trickle between your legs. Diamond's great because you can physically feel the direction that it's moving as well. Another way you can imagine it is if there's like a little blueberry sitting right here underneath your back. And if you tilt your pelvis back, you're going to squish the blueberry. And if you tilt it forward, the blueberry is able to roll around freely. So those are a couple different ways you can imagine it. But we want to just practice like tilting that water out between our legs, so all the way out is trickling down towards our legs. And then we're going to come make it even and then tilt it back so the water's all flowing down towards us, or that blueberry squished or your little diamond shape is coming towards you. So just practice moving your pelvis back and forth like that, whatever analogy is best for you to understand. I'm just going to tilt forwards, really connecting with our pelvis and understanding the way it moves. And just do a couple of those. Nice, guys. While you're doing this as well, your bottom abs are working like this one, the next one before, that's wrapping up. That's working as well, helping you tilt that forwards and back. So you want to find the neutral to where like your water's not spilling anywhere, that blueberry's not rolling around, but it's not squished either, it's just sitting there nice and comfortably, or your triangle, what's it called? Not triangle, diamond, is nice and flat. So that is your neutral spine right there. So you should have a little gap, or you might not have a gap. Everyone's spine is shaped differently, so it's going to look different on different people, but that is the position you want your pelvis in, like nice and flat. When we find neutral spine, or for our bridge articulations and stuff, we want to combine both of those. When you're articulating your bridges, you want to find those tilts with your pelvis, and then you're going to come up. While you're coming up, you're melting down into the mat, like we did before with butter, melting down into the mat, and pulling up each vertebrae by vertebrae all the way at the top, giving your glutes a nice little squeeze. And then you're going to come all the way back down. I'm melting into the mat right now. Everything's wrapping in nice and tight. My pelvis is squishing that blueberry, and now it's tilting up, and the blueberry is rolling around freely. So you want to combine those movements. Just like that. Okay, we'll do one more together. Or a couple. You can pause the video and keep doing it yourself and really figure it out. But that is those two combined. So the whole time your core is wrapping in and up and down like this. But yeah, that's that. Good job, you guys. Now you know how to find neutral spine, and hopefully that'll make your articulated bridges a lot easier. So we'll get into the stretch program now. Okay, let's get into our nice stretch series now. You could do this maybe as a warm-up or even a warm-down, or just if you're feeling a little bit tight in your body and want to wriggle out those muscles. Just start laying down our spines, nice and long. Taking a few deep breaths if that feels right for you. And then we'll send our arms up long. Our toes really long to each end of the room, like someone's grabbing you or I'm pulling you from each end of the room. You're going to really send length and energy through your fingertips and through your toes. Really stretch out that whole spine. Get it nice and long. We'll add in some little wriggles of our wrists and our ankles. Just warming everything up. And then we'll come in and we'll curl into a tight little ball. Take a little wriggle if that feels right for you. Sometimes this hurts my spine because it's a bit bony, but sometimes it can feel really nice as well. And then we'll send our left leg in, we'll send our right leg long. We'll come into a little supine stretch. Just pull that left leg up. Ooh, stretch out those glutes. Maybe roll those ankles again. My ankle's clicking. I don't know if you can hear it, but. And then we'll send that left leg over into a little supine twist. So really stretching out that spine, and then you can look back towards the wall or towards the opposite direction. Nice little spinal twist. Just really take a moment here, remember to breathe. Release out through that glute, through that spine. And then we'll come back in. We'll swap our legs over. So we'll send that left leg long, pull in that right leg. Little wriggles if that feels right. And then we'll send it over to the side. Looking towards the other way. Ooh, might get some little clicks in there. That's a good job, guys. We'll come into a figure four next, so we'll send up that left leg, we'll pull our right leg over, like a little figure four, and then we'll pull our left leg in, and we'll really stretch out this right glute here. This one always is a really good stretch. It always hurts quite a lot for me. If you want a little bit more, you can send this leg up and add in like a hamstring stretch as well. Personally, I like stretching out my hamstrings with a band or something. I have really tight hamstrings, so I find this pretty difficult. But the more you pull this leg in, the more it's going to stretch out your glute. And then we'll just swap our feet over, sit to the other side. Pull on that leg, and we'll stretch out that left glute. Nice, good job, guys. Now we're going to come into our reclined butterfly. So we're going to put our legs down on the mat, plant our feet. We're going to just send our legs wide. This is great for opening your hips. I love this stretch. It's actually one of my favorite stretches. Like your little butterfly with your legs and just melt down into a mat. Maybe close down the eyes if that's comfortable for you. And we'll just take a moment here. Honestly, at any time in this video, if you want to just pause it to extend the moment that you're in each of these shapes, go for it. I love this stretch. It's my favorite stretch ever. Nice, guys, good job. Now we'll come on up. We're gonna roll on over. And we're gonna do a little child's pose. On my face actually. We're gonna do a little child's pose. So we're gonna come sitting down. You're gonna really push back into those hips. Reach your arms nice and long and come down into that child's pose. If this is the first time you're like really opening up your hips and stuff, you might have some emotions and stuff come up. That's totally normal, totally fine. Don't think it's like weird or anything. Just go with it. Your body needs that release. So release, let yourself cry, let yourself get it out. Even if you don't know what you're crying about, just crying about it is shifting the energy and you're releasing all of that. So child's pose and also reclined butterfly can do that, like trigger some really intense emotions. Okay, then we're gonna push up into a downwards dog. So we're gonna come up, push up into a downwards dog. Really stretch out that spine and those legs. You're gonna wanna push your ankles down towards the mat. This is really gonna stretch out your hamstrings. And then with your core, you're thinking of bringing your ribs towards your hip bone. So here's the end of my ribs, here's my hip, and I wanna bring them towards each other. Just like that. And really gonna push to bring those towards each other and then push those heels down towards the mat. Nice, good job. We're gonna send up our left leg nice and high to the ceiling. Little three-legged dog. And then we'll just bend that leg and we'll open up our hips a little bit. So just some little circles opening up the hip. And reverse those circles the other way. Now we're gonna come on in into a tiger curl. Really dumb that back, kind of like our bird dogs, if you've done that in Pilates before. Nice, good job. Come back up into that three-legged dog. Into that tiger curl. And then we'll send our foot all the way through into our runner's lunge. We'll just stretch this for a moment. Really stretching out that glute, quad, the other leg. Nice, guys. Now we're gonna tuck this toe under. We're gonna come into our pigeon pose. So just bend this leg, tuck it under, put this one all the way down on the ground. Maybe push it back any further you can. And now you're like a little pigeon. And come here, you can send your arms nice and long, pull them down towards the mat, if that's comfortable for you. You might not be able to get down this low, that's all good. Just really ease into it, breathe into it over time. We can come all the way down. And really work the stretch. This is another one of my favorite stretches ever. I love it. It feels so good. Nice, you guys. We're gonna come back into that downwards dog and we're gonna repeat the whole thing just on the other side to even everything out. So we'll come push up with that leg back into your downwards dog. Push those heels down, pull those ribs into your hips. Feel those hamstrings stretching. Remember to breathe this whole time. Take some really lovely, nice deep breaths and just really ground yourself into the space. And we'll send our right leg up high to that three-legged dog. Open up that hip, bend that leg, and we'll do our little circles around. And go back the other way. I'm going to come into that tiger kill, really dome that spine. Extend all those vertebrae. And then come back into your three-legged dog. Back into that tiger curl. And then send it through into that runner's lunge. So plant that foot and really feel this stretch. Nice, you guys. Now we'll plant that leg down, plant it all in into our pigeon pose. Stretch that back leg out, and come bend down. Stretch up those glutes. If you want a little bit extra, you can roll onto the side, kind of like this, and you'll feel your side glutes start to stretch as well. Nice, good job, you guys. Now we'll just roll on over onto our sit bones, which is your bum, and then we'll send our legs out nice and long in front of us, and then we'll come lay on down onto our backs, onto our spines. We'll end this the exact same way we started. So we'll take a nice big deep breath in, hold at the top for a few seconds, and then a nice big exhale out. Another big inhale in, hold up the top, and a nice big exhale out. And then your last breath, big inhale in, hold up the top for a few seconds, and biggest exhale out. Nice job, you guys. Really thank yourself for giving yourself the time for a big stretch today. Really having that mindful movement. Maybe if you're going to go do a class now, we've done another class already, good job. If this was your session for today, good job as well, still moving your body. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. See you, bye.